I feel like this fucking. I literally feel like podcasts are cool, man. I feel like I'm a disc jockey. Like I'm just like, check out the website on chrisleah.com. You got a lot of interesting dates coming up. Go to Virginia Beach, go to Milwaukee, go to West Palm Beach. Tell me a little bit about West Palm Beach. Tell me about how you feel about West Palm Beach, Chris. Well, yeah, no, I feel like it's the Truman Show. Isn't that right? It's just amazing. We're gonna stop this for a break. We're going to get into some songs. We'll come back to you. We will come back to you, and we'll be listening to ask you a little bit more about the Bieber roast is what we're going to talk about. We're going to, even though it's going to be boring as shit, and even though everyone has asked you about that already, we're going to ask you about the Bieber roast. We're going to see how you feel about talking to Ludacris. And we heard there was a little bit of a scuffle. So we'll be right back after this. We're going to play some David Gray. Leave me on down, leave me on down, leave me on down, Babylon. Hey, what's up? We're back. Hey, Chris. So tell us a little bit about the Bieber roast. Tell us a little about Bieber roast. Tell us how it was talking to Ludacris. I heard maybe there was a little bit of a scuffle at the end of the thing. Maybe you guys had a little bit of a talk, a little bit. He was a little bit upset with your jokes. Something you said about. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, you know, I basically, he thought I said something that I didn't say, and he was upset, and another guy said one of those, God, is that interesting? You know, it's people in life sometimes often say something and attribute it to something else. Anyway, we're going to come back in a little bit. We're going to go ahead and play a little bit of a song here, and we can come back. We're going to ask you about what happened to that show, Whitney. We're going to ask you what happened to that show, Whitney. We're going to, everybody, stay tuned for some Dave Matthews. We'll be right back. Blam, 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 blam. Blam, blam, blam. Blam, blam. Blam, blam, blam. Blam, blam, blam. Blam, blam. Blam, blam, blam. Hey, everybody, we're back with Chris. Chris, what happened to that show, Whitney? Well, you know, it just got canceled because not a lot of people kept watching it, so... That's just pretty much what happens, you know, is the show gets canceled, and that's pretty much it. All right, that's pretty much obvious. I don't know why I asked that goddamn question, but sometimes we're up here, we don't know what to say, so we'll just ask you a question we'll ask you a question that even though everybody knows the goddamn answer to, it's palpable. It's palpable for our audience. So when I say something like, what happened to that show, Whitney, even though I know goddamn well what happens to shows when they get canceled, is that people don't watch them and then shows get canceled because that's literally the only way. Unless the lead character dies, but they didn't die now, did they? Did Whitney die? No, she didn't. No. Did you die? No, she didn't. Did one of the neighbors of the show die? No, they didn't. The show just got canceled because obviously nobody was watching it. So... Anyway, we're going to go to a song, and we'll come back to you. We'll ask you about something. We got some fun questions. We're going to play a little game with you. It's going to be really fun for all of our listeners. We'll be back after we're going to be playing a game. We're going to get into a little Stevie Wonder. That's how all interviews go, by the way. And you're just trying to fucking... We're going to take a request. How about that there's people... I'm not doing the this is me back to me being me and not being the interview me right now to you guys. How about... I think legitimately if the moment you decide for the first time, whether you're in traffic or you're at your office or you're at home or whatever the fuck you're dealing with your kids, the moment you decide, I'm gonna call into a radio station and request a song. That's the beginning of the end. I think that you have started to suffer a psychotic break. to nowadays, in the year 2007, to be like, you know what? I really want to listen to some Neo right now. And call up Hot 107 or whatever the fuck radio station you are. Hi, this is Hot 107. I'm Rick Rickerson. Johnny and the Bash. Call in with your requests. We got Steven on line 1. Is that right? Steven, what do you want to listen to? Hey, man, I really want to listen to some Neo. If you got anything Neo. Really, I know he's really popular in Europe, but I'm a huge Neo fan. We got you coming up. Stay tuned and listen to it. Stay tuned and listen up. We might play it in the next 45 minutes. And then to sit there. By the way, Siri fucking, I don't know why Siri is literally, I was doing that and it showed up. They literally was like, went to a link for in iTunes to watch The Fan with Robert De Niro and Wesley Snipes. I swear to God, I have no idea. But yeah, because I said I'm a big Neo fan. I don't know. Steven, Neo fan. It may sound like Siri fan, but yeah, like what you literally. So you listen to the radio. First of all, you're listening to the radio, which is fine. But that's a dying thing anyway, right? Like most people are listening to, well, I don't know about most people, but a lot of people are listening to podcasts and shit or catching up on The Walking Dead from their Netflix or their on demand or recorded it. But now, so you're listening to the radio, which is already a dying form, I think. And then you think, you know what? I really want to hear some Neo. And so you call up fucking Johnny and the Bash. You wait 20 minutes for fucking a guy to be like, hey, we're going to get you. What do you want to hear? Neo. And say, okay, cool, we're going to patch in. And then you got to wait again for another, 3 minutes. And then the guy comes on, hey, what's up? Oh, it's Steven from fucking Arlington. And then you say, yeah, hey, man, first of all, love the way you do it. I want to listen to some Neo. And we got it for you, coming up. And then you sit there and you wait for Neo. And you're at your cubicle or you're dealing with the kids or you're in traffic and you're just waiting for your song to come on. Imagine being in traffic waiting for your Neo song to come on. Just imagine waiting in your traffic. Imagine sitting in traffic waiting for a Neo song. That's the beginning of your psychotic break. That's your psychotic break. That's your small little, precursor to the huge earthquake in your mind, which is, by the way, sounds for sure like a David Gray song. Small little earthquake, small little precursor to the earthquake in your mind. Leave your head. Is it David Gray? I don't even know. I got to look it up. David Gray, I think it is. Whatever happened to him? I like that song, Babylon. Gray. David Gret, I wrote. David Gray. Babylon. Here we go. Yep. I wonder, he's probably still killing it. He's probably making so much money, even still. He's probably one of those guys that has those fan bases. It's like, oh, he's got a best of album. Done. Retire. If you have a best of album, retire. You did it. Go buy a fucking leopard.